What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Gump Nation with your boy Kangaroo Black. And here at Gump Nation, there's always something to talk about when it comes to my Alabama Crimson Tide. And today we're going to talk about former Alabama Crimson Tide head coach Nick Saban and Alabama Athletic Director Greg Byrne. They will be attending a U.S. Senate roundtable on Wednesday at 9 o'clock to talk about the NIL. Senator Ted Cruz is hosting this roundtable. If you follow politics, hell, even if you don't, you should know who Senator Ted Cruz is. He's a Republican senator from Texas, or he represents Texas. He stayed in the news during the Donald Trump presidency. So you should know who Ted Cruz is. But anyway, like I said, Wednesday, March 12th, 9 o'clock a.m. Other people who will be attending this roundtable is the ACC Commissioner Jim Phillips, Senator Jerry Moran from Kansas, Republican from Kansas, that's Moran, Republican from Kansas, Haley and Havana Cavender. All right, they two twins played basketball for the University of Miami. They was the very first two student athletes to get NIL deals. But anyway, the president of the Collective Association, Russell White, and a prominent NIL attorney, Darren Hittner. I believe that's how you pronounce his name, Hittner. So all those people will be attending this roundtable hosted by Senator Ted Cruz. In this meeting, or at this roundtable, they will discuss the urgent need for Congress to find consensus and pass bipartisan legislation to codify NIL rights for student athletes. That's coming from Senator Ted Cruz's office. All right. Senator Ted Cruz in August of 2023, he made a proposal as far as NIL that would create NIL rules while empowering the NCAA. And the NCAA done suffered some legal blows as of late, especially at the hands of the Tennessee Volunteers. I just believe that the NCAA had it out for Tennessee since the Jeremy Pruitt issues. So, but I'm glad the Attorney General of Tennessee sued the NCAA. I'm glad of that. Tennessee's Attorney General sued the NCAA. I'm glad of that. And guess what? They won. NCAA can't do shit. But anyway, so yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this thing, man. And as far as Nick Saban and this NIL, we know how outspoken Nick Saban has been concerning the NIL. And he said it himself. It contributed to him retiring also. So Nick Saban, he just didn't want to deal with it as a head coach. But guess what? He gonna get this thing in order. But anyway, I told you about all the people who will attend. But anyway, this article said each of the collegiate figures scheduled to attend next week's roundtable has seen firsthand the change NIL has brought to the sport. It's not next week, but it's Wednesday, it's this week. But anyway, yeah, the two twins, the Cavender twins, they've seen it firsthand. They said, this article says, they were the first athletes to be handed an NCAA punishment due to NIL violations after a Miami-based booster was found to have incentivized their commitment. Women basketball coach Katie Mira was suspended for 3 games. The Miami Hurricanes women's basketball coach. What happened? The twins and their parents had dinner with this daggone booster or whatever this person called himself. But it's crazy. They did, from the article I read, they didn't talk about the NIL, but they did. The parents and the twins talked about, how they love the basketball program, the campus and all that. But anyway, the coach wound up being suspended for 3 games because of it. But anyway, they talked about Jaden Rashada. And you all know what happened with Jaden Rashada. Jaden Rashada, he signed Miami gave him a $9.5 million NIL deal. All right. And then here come Florida. They came along. He flipped from Florida. And Florida gave him a $13.85 million NIL deal. The largest in NIL history, basically. But anyway, Rashada's deal was spread across 4 years that require him to meet minor NIL commitments like signing autographs and posting stuff on social media. But it says the NIL deal was the largest contract ever offered to a college player at that time. But yet, Jaden Rashada never received a penny of that money. It says funding for the contract fell through as key financial backers weren't told that Rashada's deal had skyrocketed from $5 million to $13.8 million. The NIL contract was terminated despite both sides previously signing the agreement. I think they should have been made to pay that, being that they signed the contract. Okay, it went. Maybe Florida offered him $5 million first. He didn't take it. He signed a deal with Miami, and then they come back with $13.8 million. But the people who was supposed to pay that money didn't know it. Shit is crazy. But hey, it is what it is, man. But Jaden Rashada, he wind up going to Arizona State. So that's what he's doing now. Haven't heard much about him, but yep, he's at Arizona State now. So hey, he's good. So, but back to this article about Nick Saban and Greg Byrne attending this roundtable. Saban, he talked about it. A player came in his office asking for $1.3 million. This is last offseason. Nick Saban said, hell no, $1.3 million and to pay for his girlfriend's medical tuition. Nick Saban said, hell no, you can take your ass somewhere else. And I believe that guy wound up transferring to Miami, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, and then, this past week, Saban came out and said, had a meeting after the Rose Bowl, and 70 to 80% of the players talking about how much you can pay me, talking about playing time. So, hey, it is what it is, man. Asking for money. Saban is tired of this. He don't want to deal with it. So he's in a position that he can put some rules in place, hopefully, or he can get some rules put in place, hopefully, and continue to just speak out about NIL. But anyway, it goes on to say, also, we've been in a consistent state of transition for the last several years, and this was another major change. We're all trying to make sure we are supportive of our young people in our program. This is what Greg Byrne told a reporter. All right. But anyway, after a systematic federal court decision in Tennessee and Virginia's NCAA that essentially, matter of fact, after a systematic federal court decision in Tennessee and Virginia versus the NCAA that essentially barred the sports governing body from enforcing its NIL laws. So, NCAA, they can't enforce NIL rules, the few rules that they got, all right? And the NIL is ran by the collectors. So, how can the NCAA enforce somebody else's rules? Hopefully, real soon, the NCAA will be done with and gone, never to be heard from again. And as far as the Dartmouth men's basketball team, they trying to unionize because they won a legal battle, over the NCAA. So they trying to unionize. How far they'll get with that, I don't know. But I'm glad that Coach Nick Saban is trying to do something about this NIL deal, and hopefully they can get something done with this transfer portal too, because both NIL and transfer portal is out of hand. So Nick Saban, Greg Byrne, they gonna be the two to head this thing. Watch what I tell you. Watch what I tell you. I know. I believe at one time a whole bunch of coaches in the conference commissioners got together and had some kind of meeting. But hey, Nick Saban, he heading to Washington D.C. Him and Greg Byrne, and they gonna get a handle on this thing. Watch what I tell you. Nick Saban might not be coaching no more, but he's still gonna have a lot to do with college football. And just like y'all was getting tired of Coach Saban while he was coaching, you're gonna get tired of him when he's not coaching, because he's gonna be all up in everything dealing with college football. Because guess what? He only trying to make college football better. That's all he's trying to do. So hey, like you say, he don't mind the players getting paid, but there needs to be a set of rules in place. So hey, it is what it is. We're just gonna have to deal with it. Don't worry, everybody. Coach Saban, he gonna get this thing fixed. Roll damn tide.